If you want to be a successful blogger, YouTuber, influencer, Instagrammer, really it doesn't matter. If you are trying to grow your brand here online, you have got your work cut out for you. And I know it's so easy to look at those successful influencers right now and think that they're an overnight success, that it came easy to them, and if you just put in a couple months worth of work, you're going to be that successful. But the truth is, it often takes people a lot of years and a lot of freaking hard work to grow their brand online to get that large following. So in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about how you can kind of cut through the noise, how your content can be found, because there are so many content creators here online trying to be found just like you. So how the heck can you be found, and how can you grow your following? So I'm going to talk about that in today's video, and I really want to talk about what made the biggest difference for me when it came to growing my blog. So if you are ready to get started, let's just go ahead and get into it. First things first, you probably want to know my stats. So I own a website called thecontentbug.com, and I started it about 3 years ago at this point. I am averaging around 400 people on my website every single day, and around 13 to 14,000 page views on my blog every single month. Now my Instagram following, which I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't strive to grow my Instagram following that much. So my Instagram following right now is around 1,900 people, 1,900 people. Pretty good, I'm happy with it. My YouTube following, we just hit a 1,000 subscribers. So thank you guys so much. I am averaging around 180 new subscribers every single month. So I am super, super happy with that. And then my best platform, my biggest platform is Pinterest. And I have around 10,000 followers right now, and I am reaching about, I think I'm at 1.8 average monthly viewers on the Pinterest platform. So that is where I'm at right now, and I have to say, on all of those platforms, I had to start from zero. I started from the bottom and I worked my way up. When I created my blog, I had to create a new Instagram account, so I had 0 followers. When I decided to start my YouTube channel, I had to create a new channel for YouTube, and I started with 0 subscribers. So I have definitely had to work to get my blog and my brand to the point it's at today. And I'll tell you guys, the first few months that I spent blogging, I really struggled to grow my blog because I didn't know what I was doing, and I really wish that I would have had these tips to make a big difference and kind of propel my blog in the right direction a lot sooner than I did. So let's start by talking about content, because that's really how you're going to be found. That's really how you're going to grow your audience, is by creating content. And the first tip I'm going to give you guys is to create more content. When I first got started with my blog, I was only launching 1 blog post a week, and I was sharing a few Instagram photos a week, and that was it. I was not pushing out barely any content. Today, I am sharing at least 3 Instagram photos a week. I have a new YouTube video every 3 days. Each one of those YouTube videos has a blog post that I am then promoting on my blog. I am promoting on Pinterest, and I am also launching blog posts as well. And I am trying to just produce as much content as possible, because the more content I have out there, the better chance I have of people actually finding me and growing my audience. So if you can create more content, I honestly believe that quantity is better than quality. If you want to be a successful YouTuber, you can't worry about creating the best quality of videos from the very beginning, because your first 100 videos, they're going to be crap. You're not going to be comfortable in front of the camera. You're not really going to know what you're doing when it comes to the settings on your camera, with the editing that you do. So you just need to create that content and put it out there, because the more you try and the more content you put out there, the better you get at creating that content. And the better you get, honestly, it's going to be a lot easier for you to grow your audience. So don't let your fear of everything not being perfect get in your way. If it is perfect, you're probably spending way too much time on it anyway. So just start producing content, put it out there, and that's seriously going to make a huge difference in growing your following online. A little less than a year ago, I was a bit lost with my blog and with my brand. I didn't know what direction I wanted to take it. I didn't know what I wanted to talk about, but I knew that it was better to put content out there instead of not creating content at all. I didn't want to risk losing the audience that I had, and I didn't want to stop my blog from growing. So I was just creating any piece of content that I wanted to create. And my YouTube videos were all over the place. My blog posts were really all over the place, and I lost my vision and I lost my purpose within my blog. And one big change that I made to get over that hurdle was to narrow in on the content that my audience actually wanted, and to create content that they were actually searching for. And this goes back to keyword research. Keyword research is so important to understand what your audience is searching for and the right keyword phrase to include within your content to make sure that you are found. But beyond keyword research, I really had to step into my audience's shoes and think about, from the beginning, what are they searching for? What are some beginner things that I can create? And what are some more advanced things that I can create that's actually going to reach my audience on search engines? So this applies to YouTube, and it applies to Pinterest, and it applies to Google, and it does apply to Instagram, because people also do search the Instagram platform. So you really need to think about, what is your audience searching for, and how can you create the content that they are looking for? The third thing that made a pretty big difference for me was being a bit more real with you guys and being myself. If you go back to my old videos here on my YouTube channel, Hey guys, today I'm going to walk you through a tutorial on how to use Instagram stories on, obviously, your phone. Oh my goodness, I was so scared, I was so worried, and I mean, I wasn't being myself. I definitely was not comfortable in front of the camera, and like I said, you just need to get that content out there, so I'm so glad that I did it. But I felt like I was sharing content just because I had to share it. I wasn't really passionate about the content that I was sharing, and I felt like I was sharing tips that everyone else was sharing, and it wasn't helping to grow my blog, and it wasn't helping to grow my YouTube channel. So it really worked to be more comfortable in front of the camera, and I shot a lot of YouTube videos that you guys never even saw, but just practicing talking to the camera really made a big difference. And then making that shift from just sharing content that I thought I had to share, like 3 tips to achieve whatever, I ended up sharing more real stuff with you guys. Like the business side of blogging, that is like my favorite YouTube video that I've ever created, because I felt like I was just real with you guys and raw, and I was just sharing my thoughts and my opinions, and that seemed to resonate with you guys. As well as when I shared my struggle with making money blogging, oh my goodness, the reaction that I got was amazing. I was so afraid at the beginning to open up to you guys, and once I did, there were so many people that reached out to me and said, that's so relatable. You know, I've been in the same spot as you, or I'm currently in that spot and I need to find my way out. And being more real, being myself, created a better connection. And by creating a better connection, I ended up getting more followers and subscribers. So if you are really struggling with being comfortable with your audience and being yourself, you know, you just have to remember what someone else thinks of you is none of your darn business. So are you going to hold yourself back just because you're worried about what other people are going to think? Or are you going to continue to create that content because you have this bigger picture and this bigger goal in mind? Now, outside of creating content, because creating content honestly is one of the best ways that you are going to be found and the best ways that you are going to grow your audience, but you also need to think about other strategies on how you are going to grow as well. And the next tip I want to give you guys is to collaborate with other bloggers, other influencers, other people within the platform that you are trying to grow on, and do guest features, do guest posts, do whatever you can to get in front of their audience. And this is something that really worked so well for me. For a while, I was applying to do guest blog posts on a lot of websites, and I was really trying to get my name out there. And once I was featured more and more and more, I started to grow my following because I was reaching people in a different place. So if you can collaborate with other people, I 100% recommend that you do it, because you are going to grow your audience that way. Tip number 5 is probably the second biggest tip that I have to give you guys. The last tip I'm going to give you guys is the one that made the biggest difference for me. But tip number 5 is to work on projects that are actually going to push your brand forward. It is so easy to work on projects that keep your brand where it is. Taking Instagram photos, sharing those Instagram photos, talking on Instagram stories. If you're a YouTuber, launching YouTube videos every single week. If you're a blogger, launching those blog posts every single week. But those are the tasks that you need to do just to keep your brand alive. Those are not the tasks that are actually going to grow your brand. So when you reserve the time to work on those bigger picture things that are actually going to push your brand forward, just like those collaborations, that's not a typical thing that you need to maintain your blog, but it's something that you need to grow your blog. So when you reserve time for those projects as growth, you are actually going to see growth. And that's exactly what leads me to my last tip. The one thing that had the biggest impact for me when it came to growing my blog was learning productivity and time management. Honestly, I feel like people don't want to hear this. They ask me, how do I grow my blog? And one of the things I tell them is better manage your time. It's not something that a lot of people would think about. A lot of people would think, oh, you need to join more group boards. Oh, you need to join Facebook groups. Oh, you need to interact with more people on Instagram. But for me, honestly, when I learned how to better manage my time and theme my days and be as productive as possible, I was able to get the stuff done that I needed to do just to maintain my blog. I was able to get it done so much faster and reserve time for those future projects and for that marketing and for that automation and for creating paid products for my blog that were actually going to push it forward and ultimately make me more money. So when I learned that productivity and time management, I'm telling you, it made the biggest difference for me. And if you are really struggling and you feel like you have so many things that you need to get done and you're barely treading water with the tasks that are already on your plate, learn how to better manage your time. And I have got so many productivity tips for you guys, so many time management tips for you guys. And I also have a few resources about how I properly manage my time so that I'm able to get everything done that I need to get done during the work week. So I will include those resources in the description bar down below for you guys if you're interested. And that is it for this video. I feel like I could have told you guys that you need to encourage people to follow you. You need a link to like your accounts on your website and your YouTube channel and everything else, but I've given you guys those tips before, so I wanted to share something different in this video. So I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And make sure that you subscribe to my channel because I do share a lot of YouTube videos talking about how to grow your audience here online, and I upload new videos every 3 days. So I'll see you guys back here really soon. Bye guys.